call us on 225-8465 or 226-8210 today.
CARICOM General Insurance, a better value for better protection. Get your ship and cargo covered with us today. To better serve you, you can now purchase your insurance online from the comfort of your home. CARICOM General Insurance Company, Inc., located at 121 Regent and Ornock Streets. You can contact us on telephone numbers 225-1787 or you can try 269-0020.
A pleasant good afternoon to you. How in the world are you today? You are listening to the Wake Up Guyana show with Tony from Mahaicony, which comes to you Monday through Friday at 1400 hours. Thank you for joining us. Those who are listening to us on FM 99.1 in Demerara and Essequibo, and those who are listening to us on 99.5 in Berbice, Kaieteur Radio, we thank you for being with us in this moment. And those that are listening to us across the length and breadth of this great and blessed nation, those in the riverine and the hinterlands communities, thank you for being with us. And not to forget those in the A, B, C, C, E, America, Britain, Canada, the Caribbean, and Europe. All of those in the diaspora, thank you for listening and being with us. And it is an honor and truly a privilege to spend this hour with you. The number to reach us is local 226-7453, 226-7453, and those in the diaspora, you can reach us on WhatsApp at 592-62222, 592-62222. I want to hear from you in the diaspora and those across the length and breadth of this great and blessed nation. So the number to reach us today, we have a heartbreaking story. We're starting this week with a heartbreaking story, and I'll bring that to your attention in a minute. I hope you had a good Easter weekend, and now that the Holy Week is over, we've celebrated Palm Sunday, Good Friday, and Easter Sunday, and which conclude the end of the Christian Holy Week. Today is April 6th, 2021, and thank you for joining us. Other ways you can listen to us is on My Garden app. You can listen to Radio Garden app, My Tuner app. You can listen to us on WhatsApp, Facebook, YouTube, and you can also listen to us here on 99.1 or 99.5. Also, Kaieteur News Online, My Tuner app, Radio Garden app. Those are some of the ways to listen to us. Encouraging you to listen to Mr. Glenn Lal. Mr. Glenn Lal, I hope you had an opportunity to listen to him last night. Last night he spoke about where there is no vision, people are bound to perish. Where there is no vision, people are bound to perish. The Glenn Lal Show comes to you Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7:20 p.m. And for a rebroadcast of that show, you can hear it on a daily basis at 1100 hours. So we encourage you to continue to listen to that and to listen to this show at Monday through Friday at 1400 hours. So I told you that I have a heartbreaking story. This story comes to you A friend of mine sent it to me. It's on social media, and it is a letter is written regarding it in today's Kaieteur news and the title of that letter in Kaieteur news referring to the letter that I'm going to read is more opportunities needed in rural areas. And that is by a Mr. Oscar Ramjeet. Okay? We're not going to read his letter, but we're going to read the letter that he is referring to so you can hear from the very person that wrote this letter. It is, I must tell you, if you are standing, you may want to sit down because it's going to hurt you if you have a heart, if you have compassion, if you have any kind of sense of feelings for a human being, you will be broken as I was as I read it. Brought tears to my eyes. So the letter is entitled Open Letter to First Lady Arya Ali. We are human. We are humans too. And this letter is written by Miss Lisa Budhu. Miss Lisa Budhu. And it reads as follows, and I quote, I am writing this letter to Her Excellency, Mrs. Arya Ali, to shine a light on a forgotten community. Yokosari Black Bush Polder is a farming community where rice and vegetables are the major direct incomes for families. You probably have or have not heard about the issues affecting residents of this area, including floods, damaged streets, and roads, etc. But I am not writing about those issues. The issue at hand is what is being done to develop this community. There are no jobs here except for those inclined to become teachers, nurses, police, and farmers. How many persons are so inclined to become a nurse or a teacher? Not many. That is how much. In order for you, Your Excellency, to better understand the issue at hand, I am going to share my story with you. I am almost 25 years old. I am an intelligent and mature young lady, currently unemployed and without a university degree. As a child growing up, there was an incident where a cousin was raped and brutally murdered. Due to that incident, I had my heart set on becoming a lawyer. At 8 years old, I wanted to be the person to ensure murderers are put away where they belong. I had big dreams and ambition. As I grew older, I realized that dream would never come true. My parents could never afford to send me to law school. My dream was crushed as a teenager. I then decided that I would be a manager or seek a job in the business sector. My parents have 3 kids, but they could not afford to send all 3 of us to high school. So my brother had to drop out and help plant vegetables to send my sister and me to school, so that my sister could attend school regularly. I too hardly ever attended school daily. Sometimes I go to school once or twice per week. And when my teacher asked why, I would lie and blame it on my allergies because I was ashamed of telling them that I didn't have sufficient money to pay passage to go to school that day. I was a fast learner, so it wasn't difficult for me to catch up on the work I missed. As I grew older, I became more and more discouraged because I knew I was never going to get an opportunity to pursue higher studies. What was the point in going to school? I thought to myself. I didn't take my school work seriously, but when CXE exam came around, surprisingly, my parents were able to pay the exam's fee. But I could afford to write 6 subjects only, and I passed all with grades 1, 2, and 3. Imagine if I had went to school every day and took extra lessons like my classmates, how much better I could have done. After high school, I managed to find a job as an assistant outside of Blackbush Polder. But little did that 17 years old me know what was the reality of working outside of Blackbush Polder without a university degree. My salary barely covered my daily travel expenses to get to work and back. I could barely afford to buy a data plan for my phone. The internet was then and still is now very important to me because it is my only way of reading books free online. I thought with my job I would be able at some point pay for university, but I only had that job for a month before I quit. Why? My boss at the time asked me to have sex with him. Therefore, I quit. I guess he figured out that he couldn't push himself on me or tell me to have sex with him to keep my job because he knew I was much smarter than I looked And so he acts without making any threat. I left because it was a huge red flag to keep working there. I kept looking for jobs and went for a few interviews where the men conducting the interviews only kept staring at my breasts all the time. It wasn't that I was dressed inappropriately because I was dressed professionally, but I didn't want to take chances working for them as I didn't want to end up like my cousin. I also did volunteering work for a few years. I even applied to be a teacher assistant in the hopes that if I get to teach, I would be able to get to work and study at the same time. Any university degree is better than none, right? But I never received a response from the Ministry of Education. I ended up applying for a health workers training program with the Ministry of Health, to which I received a response. Health wasn't something I was passionate about, but at least I was going to learn something. I enrolled for the program at the West Demerara Regional Hospital for Community Health Workers 2017. I was successful and earned the best graduating student of a batch of 42 community health workers upon completion in 2018. I worked in my community for 2 years before quitting. The job was beginning to affect me mentally, emotionally, and other personal reasons. After I quit, I invested my money in a small poultry business with the hope that it would be able to send me to university to get a degree. I still hoped that I could be able to better myself and have a better future. But the floods of December 2020 destroyed all my chickens and baby ducks. I had 200 chickens, which I had planned on selling the following week. All the money went down the drain, along with my dream of a university degree. I will stop there and I will continue the rest of this letter another time. The number to reach us is 226-7453, 226-7453. If you're calling from overseas in the diaspora, the number to reach us is 622-2222. 622-2222. Well, what say you? Welcome to the Wake Up Guyana show. Go right ahead, please. Go right ahead.
Hello?
Yes, go right ahead. Go right ahead.
Yes, sir. Good day, sir.
Kindly turn your radio off for me, please. I appreciate it.
Yes,
Thank
my
you.
radio turned off.
Thank you, sir. Go right ahead now.
Okay, Tony. Good day, sir.
Good day to
Nice
you,
to
sir.
see you. Tony, it occurred to me while listening to you just now. Did you get the permission from that lady who wrote that letter to read it out?
It's in the public newspapers.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
That's not what really I called about.
Okay, no problem.
What I called about is your last caller yesterday
Okay.
concerning the tablet that they
Yes.
were using in Brazil.
Yes. Let me remind those who were just tuning in and weren't listening yesterday. We had a Sharon, a Guyanese living in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, who was sharing with us the tragedy of the COVID virus there in Brazil. She shared with us people are dropping like flies on the street and dying. And she shared with us even her husband was positive for the COVID virus, but she was negative, and she has been taking some tablets, and that tablet she's supposed to provide the name of the tablets for us, and I am still waiting on Sharon to send that name for my listeners. I had several people wanting to know what the name of that tablet was. Okay, go ahead, right? Go ahead, sir.
Yes, Tony.
Yes.
The company, or there may be more than one,
Yes.
but one of the companies that is manufacturing that tablet in Brazil,
Yes.
the name of the company is MERC.
Okay, so wait. Slow down, slow down. Hold on a second. First, can you give me the name of the tablet first?
Okay, the name
Yes.
tablet, I'm going to spell it and then
Yes.
call it. The name, the tablet is IV,
Wait. I is in India.
I as in V as in Victor,
B is a V as in Victor.
R as in Romeo,
Okay, R is in Romeo.
M as in mother,
F as
E
in
as
Mike.
in X, C as in
C is
Charlie,
in
T
Charlie.
as in Tango, I as
I
in
is in
India,
India.
and N as in
N
November.
as in November. Let me repeat that, make sure I got that right. I as in India, V as in Victor, R as in Romeo, M
No,
as in Mike.
no.
Okay.
I, E as in Echo, R as in Romeo,
Okay,
S as
wait.
in mother,
All right. We're getting a little
as
delay
in
here. We're getting a little feedback here, so that's why I'm having a hard time hearing you. So let's go over it again from the top. First letter is I as in India.
yes,
Go ahead. Next.
V as in Victor,
V as in Victor.
E as in Echo,
Oh, E is in Echo.
R,
R is in Romeo.
yes, M as in mother,
M as in Mike.
yes, Mike, E as in Echo,
E is in Echo again.
E as in Charlie,
E again as in
no,
no C
C
as in
as
Charlie.
in Charlie,
Sorry. C as in Charlie.
T as in Tango,
T as in Tango.
I as in India,
I as in India.
and N as in
N as
November.
in November. Okay, let's see if we get it this time. All right. I
Yes,
as in India. V as in Victor. E as in Echo. R as in Romeo. M as in Mike. E as in Echo. C as in Charlie. T as in Tango. I as in India. N as in November.
that is it. And there, that is the official name of the tablet. But then there's another name,
Okay.
another manufacturer's name.
Okay. You want to give me that name?
Manufacturer is M as in mother,
M as in Mike.
E as in Echo,
E as in Echo.
C as in Charlie,
C as in Charlie.
E as in Tango,
T as in Tango.
Z as in Zebra,
Z as in Zebra.
A as in Alpha,
A as
N
in
as in November.
A as in Alpha, and N as in November.
That is correct.
Okay, let me go over it one more time just to be correct. M as in Mike. E as in Echo. C as in Charlie. T as in Tango. Z as in Zulu. A as in Alpha. N as in November.
That's it. That is a trade name for the
Okay.
tablet.
All right.
And one of the companies that manufacture this tablet in Brazil,
Uh huh.
MERCK.
Wait, hold on,
That
hold
is
on.
company. So,
MERCK.
yes,
Merck.
that is it. I
Okay.
don't know if there are any other
Okay.
manufacturers.
Okay.
Now the origin of that tablet was
Before you go to
in
the origin, cost. You have any idea about the cost?
no. That will vary as people become
Yes.
more aware of the effects of the tablet
Yes.
on the virus and how well it heals the virus or gets rid of the virus,
Yes.
the cost will skyrocket
Yeah,
in proportion.
but right now, if we were to buy 4 tablets, what?
I do not know. I do not. I don't even. I was trying to get it. I looked on Amazon here in the UK,
Yes.
and I'm getting all kind of nonsense.
Okay, so you're not able to purchase it.
No, and as soon as I can, I will.
Okay,
I'm definitely going to buy it.
and
Yes,
it's made in Brazil. You said, right?
yeah, but it all over the place. Brazil is one of the places
Oh, so
in which
it's made in
manufacturing.
other countries.
Oh yes, this thing is
So
brand
why is it so hard to purchase if it's so many countries that
new.
selling it?
But I do. I do not know. But
Okay,
the tablet that used to be as easy to get as aspirin,
okay,
but since it has been identified as one of the medication that is effective against COVID-19, I don't. You can't get it anymore.
okay. So why is other countries not using it? We haven't heard about it until yesterday.
Boy, that is $1 million question you just asked me there.
Okay.
The answer that question
And let
is
me
what
ask you this:
my
you in the UK, and they're giving you the regular UK vaccine. There, have you had your vaccine?
absolutely not, and I take the vaccine because there is no guarantee. One, the vaccine will prevent me from getting coronavirus, and two, will prevent me from passing coronavirus on to another person.
Okay, so you mind telling me your age,
My age is 73.
and you will not take the vaccine, even though one of the vaccine is made in the UK,
Definitely not.
but you will take this
Oh,
other tablets.
yes,
What's the,
yes, and
what's the difference,
God.
sir?
The difference, sir, is this. This medication has been proven
Okay.
to be very effective against a variety of other diseases and COVID-19.
Such
There is
as
the worm that she was talking about. Uh,
worms. She mentioned worms
yeah,
and
no, it's
lice. Worms and lice.
one yes, the lice, but there's one particular worm that she was talking about, and that worm is ONCHOCERCA. One word. Next word, VOLVULUS. That is the name of the worm. And it's a worm that causes river blindness. And it had been responsible for over 15 million cases of river blindness in Africa. It has proven to be very effective and practically wipe out that disease in
Okay.
Africa.
Okay.
So that has proven beyond all shadow of doubt to be effective.
Okay,
Yes,
sir. We hate to let you go, but we're right at the break, and I
oh,
thank you for your information, and I hope my listeners was well informed about this particular medication here. And but the hard thing is we don't know how to purchase it, which is kind of like giving me water to carry in a basket, so to speak. Thank you for calling. That's our overseas line all the way from the UK. And I love the technology that we can be informed by this astute and shrewd gentleman and by Sharon, who shared with us that medication yesterday. If someone knows where we can purchase it, then you will have solved the $1 million question. So we'll take a break and we'll be right back.
CARICOM General Insurance, a better value for better protection. Get your ship and cargo covered with us today. To better serve you, you can now purchase your insurance online from the comfort of your home. CARICOM General Insurance Company, Inc., located at 121 Regenton Ornock Streets. You can contact us on telephone numbers CARICOM General Insurance, a better value for better protection. Get your ship and cargo covered.
Welcome back to the Wake Up Guyana show on Kaieteur Radio, FM 99.1 in Demerara and 99.5 in Berbice. The radio with a difference. You are listening to Tony from Mahaicony and reminding you that you can listen to us on Kaieteur News Online, MyTuner app, Radio Garden app, and WhatsApp, Facebook, YouTube. These are all ways you can join us. Reminding you to listen to the Glenn Lau Show Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7:20 p.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7:20 p.m. And for a rebroadcast of that show at 1100 hours. This show comes to you Monday to Friday. Caller, go right ahead. Welcome to the Wake Up Guyana show.
Good afternoon, Tony.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir. The story that you opened the program with, the lady from Blackbush,
Yes.
there's a long time picture story you talk there. Why you don't send her to the Ministry of Education if she need a job? You just go around and pick up all them garbage from them garbage heap in town. How you find that one?
It's in the papers today, sir. Kaieteur newspapers. Read Kaieteur newspapers, you will see it's right there. She write an open letter to this caller, think that this young lady have written a letter that she should not have written. So he's going to shame her. He's going to embarrass her, all because she shared her personal testimony, her story. As you can hear, times after time that she gets a job and then she's taken advantage of, and he's encouraging her to go and get another job. And so she will be taken advantage of again. And that's what we call insanity, doing the same thing and expecting a different results. Here is a young lady whose dreams of becoming a lawyer, of getting a very basic thing in life, an education. She's not asking for silvers or gold and mountains and diamonds and mansions. All she wanted was to get an education. Is that too much to ask for? All she wanted is to be protected when she works at a job, that she will not be taken advantage of because she's poor, she's powerless, she's a peasant, she's neglected, she's oppressed. All she wanted was to be treated like a human. The people in Blackbush Polder, they are humans too. They're crying for help. There's no jobs. Caller, go right ahead. Welcome to the Wake Up Guyana show. This caller, I don't know how in the world you can listen to a heart-wrenching, heartbreaking story of a young lady who's been through so much. Caller, go right ahead. Welcome to the Wake Up Guyana show. Caller, go right ahead.
Hey, good afternoon.
A pleasant good afternoon to you, sir.
I would just like to ask you a very simple question. Why in this country, Guyana, when a holiday is about to come up, a couple of days before a holiday, you see traffic police all over this place like flies? I just want to know why. You know, a policeman supposed to have just a police work and not owning a private a taxi service a taxi car or a minibus or no business? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And it's a very good question, and I agree with you. The police were out in numbers during this past weekend, and I drove from Tushin to Tong, and they had two roadblocks, and these were not roadblocks in front of a police station, but just random roadblocks. Sir, your question is a very relevant one, and your question is why? Sir, if you go back to last week, the U.S. State Department states that our police are corrupt and our court and magistrate system is corrupt. Maybe that will answer your question, sir. I'm sorry. I know your frustration. We all deal with it on a daily basis. Welcome to the Wake Up Guyana show. Go right ahead. Go right ahead, please. Caller, go right ahead. Okay, look like we lost that caller. We have an open line to reach us. 226-7453 local, 226-7453. Those in the diaspora, overseas, 622-2222. This story with this young lady and this caller, go right ahead. Welcome to the Wake Up Guyana show on the WhatsApp line. Caller, go right
Good
ahead.
afternoon, Good afternoon, Anthony.
A pleasant good afternoon to you, sir.
Yeah, thanks for taking my call.
Thank you for calling.
About the coronavirus tablet.
Yes.
I was wondering if it's so popular in Brazil. Why is it they're having such a big infection rate?
Because
But
she
that's
said
not the purpose.
she said there was a shortage of it, a tremendous shortage of it. And she also
Okay,
said
I see.
she also said that the people in Brazil are partying like 1999, going to the beaches and having fun.
Yeah, but if they took the tablet and party, then it should still help them.
Yes.
But that's not the purpose of my call,
Okay.
Anthony.
Go right ahead.
Last week I called about the citizens being corrupted,
Yes. Yes, sir.
and immediately after, a gentleman phoned in and he made a few statements that I find was contradictory. And I don't want to go back and forth. Use your show for
I'll
that.
give you a
But
I'll
but
give
I
you,
just want.
hold on a minute. I'll give you a chance to make your point. Let me remind the listeners or those who listening for the first time. This gentleman called last week, and we were looking at the State Department article in Kaieteur papers, which stated that there was corruption in all levels, all ALL, all levels of this country, that the police force was corrupt and the magistrate was corrupt. And this gentleman on the phone put it to me, which I had many days thinking about his comment. He said, not only those things that I meant, those companies and agencies and those forces that I mentioned are corrupt. We, you and me, the Guyanese people, the Guyanese citizenry are also corrupt because we pay the bribe, so we are part of the corruption. Did I made your very clear your point, sir?
Yes, you did, Anthony.
Okay, now go ahead.
Yes, you did.
Yes.
So the gentleman said that on one hand he was praising the police to give him an avenue for not sitting in the courts and having to pay a high fine by him paying them a smaller fine. So on one hand he was chastising them, but yet inadvertently he was praising them for giving him a way out when he commits a crime. So if Exxon pays bribes to the politicians and they're corrupted because they want to circumvent the Guyana laws and constitution, well, so if the citizens bribes to the police by trying to circumvent the law and bypass the law. If Exxon is corrupted, the citizens who pay the bribes are corrupted. They're both paying bribes to bypass Guyanese law.
Okay.
That's my first point. The second point is there are a lot of cities
before you get to the second
take-
point, let
Yeah,
me
go ahead.
let me put it to you. Some listeners would say to you, sir,
Yes.
when your hands are tied, like for example, we talk about a gentleman tried to get a birth certificate, and
Yes.
he's been waiting over 2 months to get a birth certificate. And most listeners says that if he had passed a little something, he would have gotten it in 1 week. Sir,
Yes.
what those listening would say, what do you do in a case like that when you need that birth certificate? You have no control over that person giving you that birth certificate, whether 1 month, 2 months, 6 months. When you can pass a little something and you can get it in a week, what do you do? Those are the reality that people face in Guyana. What say you?
Okay. So the first about bribing the police officers,
Yes.
that's breaking a law.
Yes.
That has to do with the law, and the same way with Exxon bribing the politicians, it's all bypass laws, right?
Yes.
The one to when you pay to have documents done, there are people who can't afford to pay. What's happening to them? That's what the people who bribe have to think.
Right.
What am I doing to the people who can't afford to pay these bribes? I'm moving ahead, leaving them in the lurch, and not also leaving them in the lurch, but making it that if they don't pay the bribe, they can't get it. So they're the ones that suffer, because people who can afford it pay the bribe. People who can't afford it can pay the bribe, and so they don't get their documents. So it's making matters worse for everybody, for the poor,
Yes.
because the poor can't afford the bribes.
And the poor, this is why the poor are powerless, voiceless, pitiful peasants, and no one cares about them. This is a dog eat dog world, sir. Survival of the fittest.
That's right. Including the people who pay the bribe just because they can afford it. They don't think what they're doing to the poor people.
Absolutely.
So the poor people suffering again.
Yes. Okay.
So another thing is, when the people who commit, people have to realize there's a third option. The third option is don't break the law. If you don't break the law, you don't have to pay bribes to the police, unless they're going to frame you with a charge. But there are cities who depend on the income from traffic tickets. They put it into their budgets. So by paying the bribes to the police, the people who pay the bribes to they're depriving the city of income. Income that can go to creating road signs, patching roads, whatever else. So there are repercussions to paying bribes. And like I said, if Exxon is corrupt for bribing the politicians, to bypass Guyanese law, the citizens are corrupt who pay the bribe to the police to bypass the law and save themselves time in court. That's all I got to say, Anthony.
And
thanks for taking my call.
And please keep calling, sir, because you bring a different perspective to us that we never thought about, looking at from not the leaders, the politicians, the oil and gas companies, but looking at it at ourselves. Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country by not paying bribes. But it's a difficult one, sir. Let me put it to you this way. It is almost impossible to live in this country and not pay bribe. Almost impossible. You hear me? Okay, so the caller is gone, but that's the reality here, and most of you would agree. I see Sharon put up the name of the medication there online. Caller, go right ahead. Welcome to the Wake Up Guyana show.
Dwayne,
Yes, go right ahead.
you have allowed the people for talk about it. You want to talk there.
Okay, caller, I don't think I can hear you clearly. I'm sorry. Can you speak up a little louder so I can hear you?
You
Okay, that call got dropped. I know something was wrong with that phone. All right, sorry about that, caller. So Sharon put up the name of that medication, and it is looks like it's the same name as the previous caller from the UK gave us. But just in case it's different, I will spell it for you. I as in India, V as in Victor, E as in Echo, N as in November, E as in Echo, C as in Charlie, T as in Tango, I as in India, N as in November, and A as in Alpha. Yes. Invernatina. That's the closest I can get to how to pronounce that. Invernatina. Thank you, Sharon. I wish you were able to get through today. I know you're probably trying because I know you said that you will call us back today, but we probably have so many calls coming in and you're not able to get through. But if you don't, try again tomorrow and call right at 2 as soon as I come on the air. Don't wait for anything. Just call right away. Caller, go right ahead. Welcome to the Wake Up Guyana show.
Good afternoon, sir.
A pleasant good afternoon to you, sir.
When we're looking at advantage, we are not safe, no way. When you talk about just now with the girl side of Shistory,
Yes.
it was fairly deal. And it was fair advantage. It was what it take into the young girls out there. If they want a job, they have to bust. You understand?
Yes.
We not safe at the hospital, we not safe at the police, we not safe at nowhere. We not even safe at ourselves walking on the road.
Yes.
So what the girl are making her point, whoever tried to embarrass her just now, they are a fool. Right? That is a young woman want to live one fair life or an honest life into her own way. And just because for earn a dollar, she had to go through that procedure before she could gain a job or to hold a job. Now I'm going to show you something. At one time with me, I was a few months ago, I was on the road by 50 along the quarantine road there, 52 area. And I passed the place where I was going. Why is I'm coming back? When the car stopped me up when I walk coming back, you know what I did?
I'm sorry, but that call got dropped. I don't know something. I think the rain here is doing something. I don't know if you can still hear me. It sounds like if you can hear me, we're having some technical difficulties. We've been getting a lot of rain here today, and so I apologize if you're not able to hear me. But Raj is at it. The technician is trying to work and to try to get it up and running. We have a call coming to Wake Up. Welcome to the Wake Up Guyana show. Caller, go right ahead.
Hi, good afternoon. Is it Tony?
Yes, a pleasant good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you imagine? I was at the Georgia Hospital this morning, the X-ray department, and they told me that the X-ray department machine, the X-ray machine is down and would be in order until next 3 weeks to do an X-ray.
Simple X-ray. The machine is not working.
And it would be.
And I'm assuming they only have one X-ray machine too, right?
Yes, and it would be operable until next 3 weeks. Next 3 weeks, then it would be okay and working again. What ridiculous!
Can you imagine that, huh? In the 21st century.
What a shame, what a shame, what a shame.
Shame, sir, the word shame doesn't exist in this country. Nobody feels shame here. No one feels shame. No one is embarrassed. No one feels ashamed.
But anybody, I mean, who would believe that Georgetown Public Hospital, I mean, you know,
Has one x-ray machine.
and it's done, and until next 3 weeks it will be working again.
Imagine if you came from somewhere far.
That's frustrated.
Imagine if you came from Barbies or
Right.
the Essequibo, or you went to the hospital to get a simple x-ray.
And the doctors, them are the outlining areas, they're sending you to Georgetown. When you go there now, it's not working.
You see what I mean?
You have to waste passage.
Do you see what I mean? And can you imagine those, sir? I mean,
I tell you.
and do you know what?
Unbelievable.
When you bring things up like this, there are people who are listening who say, you should not speak about this.
Don't need this is facts. This
But
is facts. And
they
give
don't
you
want
numbers.
facts. They don't want truth.
They give you numbers to call them
Yes.
to find out when, you know, it will be okay.
And do you know when it's up and running again? That backlog.
Yeah, you give
that
me 3
backlog.
numbers to call, and then you tell me next 3 weeks. That's ridiculous.
Yes.
Really, really. I mean, we deserve better than that, man. We taxpayers, and you know.
Yes. This is why, sir, I am putting it to you that we need to get private hospital paid for by the government, so people don't have to go to the public hospital because it's not working. It's broken. If you don't have a simple thing as a X-ray machine, come on now.
But they're not supposed to be having.
What about a EKG, one of those machines, or one of those scan machines? I mean, we're talking about
that. It's a central place.
exactly one machine. Thank you, caller. We are
very much.
at the end of the show. Well, I thank you all for listening today. I thank you for those who were so gracious to this young lady, the caller before that, you know, who see the pain that this young woman had to go through and going through at 25 years old, that she is being taken advantage of because of one reason only, because she's poor, she's powerless, she's neglected, she's pitiful, just because she's voiceless. People would take advantage of her. Oh, some people, don't they have a conscience? Don't they see that young lady could be their daughter? Come on, people. How are you going to step on a young woman who's already dumb, who's trying to make it, trying to better herself? And then some callers have the audacity to shame her. Like she should not put this in the public domain. People in Blackbush Polder are humans too. They need food. They need water. They need all the basic things like you and I need. They are humans too. Come on, people. Have a conscience, please. When are we going to start caring about those who are less fortunate? Those who are not connected. Those who are pitiful, powerless, voiceless. When are we going to become more compassionate and more caring to the Lisa Badus? When? Next 50 years? How have we become so cold, uncompassionate, callous, indifferent? We're at the end of this show. This show and this story broke my heart because For the great, if it wasn't for the grace of God, I would be just like Lisa. There go I. I would be like Lisa Boudou, but for the grace of God. So please listen to the Wake Up Guyana show Monday through Friday at 1400 hours. Monday through Friday at 1400 hours. And listen to the Glenn Lal show tomorrow night, Wednesday, 7:20 p.m. The Glenn Lal show. And for that, Mr. Lal show is on Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7:20 p.m. and for a rebroadcast at 1100 hours. We're going through some difficult times. We need more people to be more compassionate, more loving, more caring for those who are less fortunate, for those who are nobodies, for those nobodies. We treat Lisa Boudou like a junkie. We're treating her like a junkie. Please pray for Lisa that someone, somewhere, somehow will be able to help her to reach her dream. The dream of going to the university, a dream of getting an education, a dream of becoming a lawyer. Pray for her. Pray for our president, President Ali. Pray that he would lead us in the way of righteousness. Pray that he will become successful in his presidency so that Guyana, you and me, can be successful. Because when he succeeds, we will succeed as well. So pray for him. This is Tony from Mahaicony signing off.